We do it every Friday as the games approach the Show Me Something draft. It can be whatever we want it to be. The rules are there are no rules. We want to see someone perform. We're rooting for them, or they're under pressure. Something good, something bad, whatever it is, whyever it is, if that's even a word, and it probably isn't. Shireen, who do you want to show you something on Sunday of Week 10?
I want to see something from Parks Frazier. He gets his first chance, and I admit, Mike, I had no idea who this guy was when they named him as their play caller for this week. He was really unknown. Passing game specialist and assistant quarterbacks coach until this week, and it took a couple firings for that to happen. He's only 30 years old and now getting a chance to call plays. He learned at the hands of Frank Reich. He spent 4+ seasons under Reich. Reich officiated his wedding, so he knows the offense really, really well. His first time calling plays at any level, and he still has Sam Ellinger at quarterback, so I don't know if I like his chances, but we'll see what he can do. He's going to get his chance to call plays, and you know what? If he succeeds at it, it's kind of like Jeff Saturday. He's auditioning the rest of the season, not just to have a job with the Colts next year, but to have a job somewhere else next year as well if this doesn't work out with the Colts.
It really is an amazing wrinkle to this whole experiment. And the only reason I knew Parks Frazier's name, there was an incident at his house in 2019 where 8 gunmen shot 80-plus bullets into the house. They never solved it. Apparently, it was like they had the wrong house. What a mistake to make if you're the one in there, but no one was inside, no one was harmed. But that's the only time I'd ever heard his name, and now we're going to be hearing his name a lot as this thing goes forward. Show me something, Aaron Rodgers. Every week I feel like I say, this is it. This is it. This is the time. If you're ever going to turn it around, it's now. And this is the highest profile game we're going to see from him, other than maybe Christmas Day, the captive audience game at Miami. The thumb has been an issue. His throwing has been off. He can't blame anyone for what happened on Sunday. Those bad throws, those 3 interceptions, at least 2 of them were squarely on him. He's pressing a little bit. He's frustrated. He was asked a question last week about whether or not they can turn it around, and he took 13 seconds before he even began his response. This is it. This is time. And just because Tom Brady is playing well into his mid-40s, not as well as he was last year, but he's still playing well, these other quarterbacks think they can go as long as they want, and it could be that the gas is running out of the tank for Aaron Rodgers before he even gets to 40, Shireen. Show me something, Aaron Rodgers, because, again, as I say every week, it's now or never, and it keeps coming up never.
Well, I don't know if it's now or never for Tom Brady since that 4-5, they lead that division. But as I asked Peter, Mike, I just think that he finally had some fun in this season last week. So is he going to continue that, or is this going to be a bad loss for them? And they're sitting there at 4-6, still tied atop the division, but knowing that this isn't going to be their season, even if they make the playoffs. They have a chance now to prove something against the Seattle Seahawks. I know, as Peter said, he hasn't had much time. That offensive line is absolutely terrible. Luke Godke got left at home. He's not going to have Russell Gage this week, but there is enough there to make some plays to beat the Seahawks if they play like they need to play this week. And by the way, he's on course to set an NFL record for most consecutive passes without an interception. He's at 373. Aaron Rodgers owns the record at 402 in 2018.
Just a week after Tom Brady got over 100,000 total career yards, the first person to ever do that, maybe the only person for a very long time. Show me something, Pittsburgh Steelers offense. I was thinking Kenny Pickett, Najee Harris. I don't know. Chase Claypool's gone, and there's some indications he was kind of a distraction and a problem behind the scenes. Didn't like the fact they drafted George Pickens. Wanted to be showcased more. Wanted to prove that, as he believes, he's one of the best 3 receivers in football. So he's gone. Kenny Pickett's had 2 weeks to get ready for this game. A visit from the Saints, who are operating on a short week. Najee Harris, there's some heat on him. He dances too much, doesn't hit the hole. He's averaging 3.3 yards per carry. Jalen Warren, the undrafted rookie, is at 5.3. So there's pressure across the board on the Steelers' offense. There's no talk of tanking, not that they would ever say it out loud. The Steelers want to win as many games as they can. The offense is going to have to get it done if the Steelers have a chance of getting to 3-6.
I'm going to go with Brandin Cooks. He talks a big game. He said yesterday that he's all about winning. If you're all about winning, you don't hold out of practice and not play in a game, which he did last week against the Eagles. So he has a chance to show something. I think he's going to come back. He returned to practice yesterday. Wasn't traded before November 1st, as we know, but he still has that $18 million guaranteed next season. This is an audition for him to prove, Mike, that he can be a number one receiver somewhere, whether it's Houston or somewhere else. And Texans are probably going to have to eat some of that guaranteed money if they're going to deal him in the offseason. But he needs to show right now that he can be a number one receiver. No 100-yard games this season.
Show me something Justin Herbert. And I mean that more aspirational than anything else, just because we haven't seen him much this year. We're going to see him in back-to-back Sunday night games at the 49ers, and then the game that was flexed into next Sunday night, the Chiefs at the LA Chargers. He hasn't been that phenomenal, towering, great figure. You know, it was Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, and maybe Justin Herbert not far behind as the top three quarterbacks entering the year. Herbert's kind of faded, and whether it's because they're not using him properly or that rib injury has lingered and he just doesn't say anything about it, but I want to see what he can do. We get 2 straight standalone games to really figure out, Shireen, where Justin Herbert is and where he goes from here.
And it's time for him, Mike, to step up. No playoff appearances and had the 1 Pro Bowl last year. It's time for that team to do what we all thought they would do this year and make the playoffs.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.